Hello students, welcome back. Our third chapter, Simple Nutrients into Cells. In the last class, we discussed about working of the heart and double circulation. Hope all learned the topic well. You know how the simple nutrients which are absorbed into the blood from the small intestine reaches the heart. Certain veins do not reaches the heart and they carry blood from organ to organ. Such veins are called portal veins. They begin from one organ as capillaries and end in another organ as capillaries. Portal system is a system of blood circulation in which portal veins are included. Example, hepatic portal system. Let's have a look at this flow chart, which is very important. The capillaries in the intestine, through the hepatic portal vein, it reaches the capillaries in the liver. From there, it reaches the liver, and through the hepatic vein, it reaches the vena cava, and from the vena cava, it reaches the heart. Why simple nutrients reach the liver? It's very important question. Students, you have to write it in your notebook. The liver is a center of metabolism. Simple nutrients undergo several changes in the liver. Example, storage of glucose in the form of glycogen, releasing energy from fatty acids, producing cholesterol, and neutralization of toxic substances, etc. are such changes. Let's know about pulse. One systole and the subsequent diastole together constitute a heartbeat. It takes about 0.8 seconds. The contraction of the chambers of the heart is termed as the systole. During this phase, the blood flows from the atria to the ventricles and from ventricles to outside. Along with the atria, the ventricles also relax. This stage of relaxation is termed as diastole. And in this phase, the chambers of the heart get filled with blood. The heart beat 72 times per minute. The wave-like movement formed due to the contraction and relaxation of the heart throughout the walls of the arteries is called pulse. Systolic pressure. The pressure exerted on the walls of the arteries is called systolic pressure. Its rate is 120 mm Hg. Mm means millimeter and Hg means mercury. Diastolic pressure. The low pressure exerted on the walls of the arteries is called diastolic pressure. Its rate is 80 mm Hg. Systolic pressure and diastolic pressure constitute blood pressure. The instrument used to measure blood pressure is sphygmomanometer. Digital BP apparatus is also available nowadays. Hypertension. The condition in which the blood pressure increases above the normal rate is called hypertension. The reasons of hypertension are excess use of salt and fat, smoking, lack of exercise. Hypotension. The condition in which the blood pressure decreases above the normal rate. This hypotension and hypertension leads to stroke or heart attack. Next is the lymphatic system. The blood circulatory system having arteries, veins and capillaries, there is another circulatory system known as lymphatic system. Minute capillaries are formed by the splitting of arteries. These capillaries combine together to form veins. The blood reaching through the arteries flow through capillaries and then through the veins. When the blood flows through capillaries, the fluid part of the blood oozes into intercellular space through minute pores of the capillary wall. This fluid is called tissue fluid. Oxygen and nutrients enter the tissue fluid from the heart in the capillaries. These substances enter into the cells from the tissue fluid. The tissue fluid acts as a medium for the exchange of substances between the blood and the cells. A part of the tissue fluid enters into the lymph capillaries present between the cells. It doesn't contain RBC, platelets, and large protein molecules. Some proteins, salt, and minerals are present in small quantity. This tissue fluid in the lymph capillaries is called lymph. The fatty acids and glycerol formed as a result of digestion of fat enters the lacteal present in the villus of the small intestine. These reaches the blood in the heart through the large lymph vessels. In addition to lymph, the lymphatic system consists of lymph capillaries, lymph duct, lymph nodes, and spleen. Spleen and lymph nodes plays a major role in defending diseases causing germs. Our last topic, transportation in plants. Transportation in plants take place through vascular tissues. Vascular tissues in plants extend from the root to the leaves. The stem of plants contain vascular tissues which include xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of tissues such as tracheids, vessel, and xylem parenchyma cells. The diameter of vessels is greater than that of the tracheids. Tracheids and vessels are dead cells, whereas xylem parenchyma cells are living cells. The water reaching the leaves through the stem is expelled from the leaves due to evaporation. This process is called transpiration. Phloem. Phloem consists of seed tubes, companion cells, and parenchyma cells. Food is transported to different parts of the plant from the leaves through phloem. Nutrients reaches the adjacent cells from the vascular tissues through diffusion. Students, we completed the third chapter. Read the textbook well and go through it. In the next class, I will give you the note. Only this much. Thank you. Bye.